Why do the world's best smartphones feel outdated after just 2 years? In California, there's a light bulb that has been glowing for over 120 years, and it's still shining today. Ironically, the company that made it went bankrupt nearly a century ago. Why? Because they built it too well. Customers never needed replacements, and eventually the company ran out of buyers. Smart business people understand this. If a product is too perfect, it can kill a business. Let me share a story that illustrates this even better. At a busy market, a vendor was selling chili peppers. One day, a customer asked, "Are these peppers spicy?" It was a tricky question. If he said yes, he might lose customers who didn't like spice. If he said no, spice lovers would walk away. So he found a clever solution. The darker ones are spicy, the lighter ones aren't. The customer happily picked out the dark peppers. Another customer asked the same question. This time the seller said, "The longer ones are spicy, the shorter ones aren't." Again, the customer made a choice and left. Then a third customer arrived. The seller told him, "The ones with firm skin are spicy, the softer ones aren't." In reality, some peppers had simply softened under the sun, making them harder to sell. But this trick helped him sell every single pepper. A great seller doesn't just solve problems, they reframe them so the problem disappears. A man selling fish tanks was struggling. Sales were low, and he was close to shutting down. Then he had a wild idea. He bought 500 goldfish from a local fisherman, but instead of selling them, he asked the fisherman to release them into a small river nearby. The fisherman was confused, but the man insisted and paid him in full. Soon, word spread. Locals rushed to the river, eager to catch a goldfish. Those who caught one hurried to buy a fish tank. Others, hoping to catch a fish, bought tanks in advance. Even as he raised prices, the tanks kept selling out. He wasn't just selling fish tanks, he was selling opportunity. Picture a whole watermelon sitting on a grocery shelf for $3. No one bites. But cut it in half, add a cheap plastic spoon, and suddenly that same $3 melon becomes an easy grab-and-go snack. It sells out. The spoon isn't special, but it reframes the product into something more convenient, and that's what people buy. Money doesn't flow to the best products. It flows to the ones people feel they need. Making money isn't as hard as most people think. The real challenge is how you think about it. Ever wonder why some people quit their jobs and still make hundreds of thousands a year, while others grind 9 to 5 and barely get by? It all comes down to mindset.